This week, we're also talking with former Attorney General Curtis Hill, who's running for governor in 2024, despite the groping allegations he faced in recent years, which led Republicans to nominate Todd Rokita instead of Hill in 2020. This week, the candidates for governor made a joint speaking appearance in Columbus Friday to share their views on the campaign. And Thursday, I sat down one-on-one with the former AG to talk about his bid for governor and his still ongoing feud with party leaders. You were very critical of both our incumbent governor and our current AG, who succeeded you after you faced disciplinary complaints. Now he is facing some as well. But in your race next year, can you win over enough Republicans in your party's primary, given what happened a few years back and amidst the criticism that you have now for those in office in your party now? Can you win amongst Republican voters given all of that?
Well, I think, Dan, voters in the state of Indiana are looking for proven conservative leadership. And that's what I offer. My record as Attorney General was very clear. We were boldly standing up against the tyranny of the governor's mask mandates. We certainly speak the truth when it's necessary to do so. And I think that's exactly what Hoosiers are looking for.
Senator Braun's team recently said their internal polling showed you in single digits, with Braun up around 40% according to their polls. He also has President Trump's endorsement. You've said your opponents were, quote, trying to buy an election. But how long can you compete against candidates who have more money and have that kind of lead in the polls?
Well, we can compete very seriously. I mean, this is about votes. It's not about money. It's about grassroots connection. We're traveling all over the state, up and down, and the reception that we're getting is absolutely through the roof. People are very interested in what we have to say. We've had nothing but success on the road, so I'm feeling very, very confident about the process as we go forward.
You were critical of the lieutenant governor's plan to eliminate the state's personal income tax, saying it's a lot of revenue for the state to make up that would have to be replaced. But you've also put out some of your own proposals to cut taxes, including the gas tax. How would you offset some of the cuts that you're proposing?
Well, anytime you're talking about tax policy, the first thing you have to do is have a comprehensive review of what it is that you want your government to do. You have to establish what your priorities are, what your needs are, and what your wants are. Once you've established that, you figure out how much it's going to cost. And from that standpoint, you understand what your revenue flow needs to be, and then you go through a process to determine what's the best, most fair way to access that revenue. That's what we plan to do. We have some ideas and proposals that we're looking at to specifically target various issues. For example, young earners. We have a problem in this state where youngsters who graduate from college leave and go someplace else. We're not pulling in that brain power that we're growing here in Indiana. Well, one of the things that we can do is look at a program that will incentivize youngsters to stay in Indiana, invest in homes, invest in families, and therefore create a greater revenue stream by increasing our population as opposed to watching these kids go away.
What else are you hearing on the campaign trail from Hoosiers as you reintroduce yourself to Indiana voters and introduce Hoosiers to some of your policy proposals?
People are looking for bold leadership. They're tired of the same old politicians, the folks who come in and say, I'm conservative here and I'm conservative there, and then they get into office and it doesn't pan out. They're looking for people who are proven, who are trusted, who will get the job done and fight for their interests.
What do you hear from people when it comes to some of the accusations you faced, the suspension of your law license that came up a few years back that obviously led to a lot of controversy within the party? What are you hearing from Indiana voters as you reemerge as a politician again, running for governor now?
Dan, they're done with it. They're done with it. They know exactly what it was. It was a political hit job. Folks around the state come up to me on a regular basis and talk about it. They've moved past it.
Of course, Hill's law license was suspended by the Supreme Court for 1 month after the court said it found clear and convincing evidence that Hill committed acts of misdemeanor battery, though a special prosecutor declined to file charges. We've got more of that interview with Curtis Hill and with the other candidates on our website. In the meantime, some big news this week in the race for U.S. Senate. Republican Senate candidate John Rust getting a court ruling in his favor this past week that could allow him to be on the primary ballot after a judge found a state law unconstitutional. That law required candidates to have voted in 2 of their party's previous primaries. Rust taking on Congressman Jim Banks, who's been officially endorsed by the state GOP.